previously on Talk That Talk.
You know,
Just
having
just
them,
okay. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
Go ahead, son.
having them, putting them in a position to grow, they don't like that because they want stuff like now. This is the instant gratification age. They want it now. And I spoke to several dance educators, white ladies, last week, who were up in arms, and they were in my lecture and they were in our movement workshop because they have young Black and Latina girls in their classrooms, and they can't figure out how to keep them in the classroom. They're just quitting because they're not interested in learning ballet and technique and jazz and stuff like that. They're not interested in that. They want to do what they see on TV and social media and YouTube, and they want to do all the rubbing on themselves and all of that. That's what they want to do. And of course, the white dance educators sitting there like, skirt. So they're at my workshop last week getting my ideas about how can they do the same thing, use the current style to get them. And boy, they're going to be so upset when they learn that they still have to learn technique. Like, they're going to be really upset. But if we can get them and then keep them and teach them the basics and teach them the skills that they need, then we might have something. We might.
That's your point, Sean, is actually where I was going. That's what I was about to say, is that sometimes my point, I was talking about balance first of all. That was like what my points were. But also with that is that meeting people where they are is sometimes to find a way to get people in the door, and then finding a way to incorporate their interests with the standards that are set by your program. Whatever your program direction is going to be what it is. You're going to lose some because of whatever your direction is, no matter what you do. There's going to be kids who don't want to do something because they just don't want to do something. That's just how it is. That's people. But I'm talking about I'm just talking about the evolution of people and the way the world is. We have to understand that you can't ask people to be to use typewriters in the age of an iPhone. I'm just saying the process of thought has to be a little bit more involved in terms of it's gonna take more people to sit down at a table, conversations like this, brainstorming and really diving in and being like fearless with the idea that some of this ish that we try may not work, some of it will, but we gotta try it. We have to try it. And I think that's the only way to find the new. You just gotta you gotta really try. And we're gonna keep trying. Hey, every week every 2 weeks we're trying this new thing, and we're gonna go for it. I don't know, you know what I mean? And then you'll be like, okay, I kind of like that. You sit at the end of the season and say, these are some things that we may want to kind of, invest in and go farther with it. And this is an idea we want to kind of explore. And that's how you get a new style and a new direction. It's by sitting down and not being afraid of incorporating different things. Get them in though, so you can at least have that option.
You said a mouthful. I'll even go to say even more, like, there's a lot of HBCUs, like, even for music majors, like, you're a band director and you go, like, about every PWI has a marching band techniques course. You don't have that at HBCUs. You don't have a textbook. There is no, and if there is, please point it to me, but I have not seen any, like, written documentation in a book form about drill from a Black person since Dr. William P. Foster, and that was in 1967. About traditional
you
style
know what?
marching.
Gary gonna be working on this summer.
Gary already working on it.
I'm about to say, Gary, that's you, brother.
But I mean, that was like then, and that book is still relevant now. I'm looking at it on my shelf. I'm sitting here now looking at a shelf of books full of patterns of motion, Casablanca books, all these books that are from the 40s, 50s, 60s. But we don't have nothing at our HBCUs. Like, we don't even have that course. Some people do. And like, even like at A&T, we don't have a marching band techniques class. When I was in the secondary, we had a secondary methods class. We spent about maybe 2 class periods on drill. And at the time, I was writing drill for the band. My professor, God rest his soul, was like, well, Gary, you're already designing drill for the band. Go ahead and show the students what you're doing. You're Dr. Day. I'm a student. Like, we don't have nothing, but I mean, like, it was just no emphasis. And it was probably like 2 classes that we looked in the book, read some stuff. I mean, I showed them how to use Power at the time, and that was it. So people graduate.
But even these schools you're talking about, Gary, they're not teaching these advanced drill writing technique. They're teaching out those same books. Most of these people that are the names we recognize in the drill writing community learn from people like Michael Gaines and John Vanderkolk and all these guys that are doing it at the highest level. You know, that's who
Right.
they're learning from. They're not learning it in the classroom. And then those people aren't writing for HBCU. So we're not getting that cutting edge knowledge. That's why I think what you talking about, Gary, what you working on, man, that can be really important, you know, to help move our culture forward, bro. For real.
Last thing for me regarding this topic, mass bands originally did it. They originally did drills. That's all I'm saying.